You know, we talk a lot about the importance of balancing your hormones, and if you're focused on making that happen, did you know your efforts may be derailed by all of the things in your home? Dr. Mel Schottenstein, she is with Tutera Medical, and she is here to explain, aka Dr. Mel. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, what do you mean by things in our home? How does that derail our balancing our hormones?
That's a great question. Actually, a lot of items that are typically in our homes, they actually contain these endocrine disrupting chemicals, which make our body think that it actually has estrogen from a foreign source. So it's actually acting like a synthetic estrogen coming into our body.
Wow. Okay, that's a little scary. So,
Yes.
so how do you know that that is affecting your body at all?
Well, usually these chemicals have been researched, and actually they end up reacting like that in most of our bodies. So because of that, you can actually test it whether the person has elevated estrogens or perhaps they have elevated sex hormone binding globulin. There are various tests that we can do. Plus there's actually chemical sensitivity testing too.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So that's good. I mean, we can do a lot of testing to find out, but then
Yes.
once we do realize that this is a problem for our bodies, then how do we get rid of that, and how do we know exactly what it is we need to get rid of?
Well, the best way I find to figure out what you need to get rid of is actually to do a whole environmental history questionnaire to figure out what you're exposed to, what do you use in your daily life, what shampoos do you have, what soaps do you have, do you use detergents that are like your average detergents on the market, fabric softener, pesticides, do you spray your lawn with pesticides, insecticides, do you use those in the house, or maybe do you buy products that have been sprayed with pesticides and eat those foods?
So if you already have some sort of chemical sensitivity, are you more prone to maybe this happening to your hormone levels?
You could be, but it could actually happen to people who don't even have a chemical sensitivity.
Really? Gosh, and our world is so toxic today, right? With so many
Absolutely.
things out there. Does this affect all hormones? And we talk a lot about, you know, the testosterone and estrogen and
Sure.
of course thyroid. I would guess that it affects all hormones?
It will affect many hormones within the body, particularly it's going to act like estrogen, but in terms of the hormone function overall, it is going to affect it. So people, for example, can have thyroid dysfunctions related to it. They can have enhanced fibrocystic breasts. They can have irregular periods from this. Men can have actually excess estrogen inside their body, giving them symptoms as well, feeling weak, tired, fatigued.
I was just going to ask you about symptoms. Are those some of the classic symptoms? Because those are classic symptoms that you would feel anyway, you know what I mean?
Yes, and actually typically that could be like the early symptoms, and you think, oh, this is no big deal, I just am a little tired.
Right,
Yeah.
right. What do you recommend patients do if they are maybe already on some sort of hormone
Sure.
therapy and then suddenly start to feel some other symptoms? What do you recommend?
I would say the first thing would be to sit down and talk about what your exposures are, because when we figure out where the exposures are and can actually remove those from the system, then you aren't having this constant source of these foreign hormones put into your body.
Yeah.
So when you remove the source, then the next thing is to just take it out of your system.
And then you might be amazed that once you start making a list of everything around you that could be affecting you.
Totally.
Dr. Mel, thank you so much.
Thank
This
you.
is fascinating. I've learned so much already. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to Dr. Mel at Tutera Medical, 8412 East Shea Boulevard. That's Suite 101 in Scottsdale. Here's the phone number, 480-874-1515. Learn more, visit the website, tuteramedical.com.